Is it true in the midst of all this stuff that you when you DM'd Yair about the March 29th date that you said, "Where is your Mexican pride?" Is that true?
Es verdad, nosotros y carecía algo mexicano, so I'm gonna show it to you 1 second.
Oh man, Pitbull's a gangster, man. This guy, he don't give a fuck. I love it. There it is. There's the phone. A little bit to the other side. No, other way. I heard you're having second thoughts about fighting me on March 29th. I hope that's not true. Show me that Mexican pride. Tell the UFC it's on. I'll love to welcome you to Let's Make It Happen. I was told the UFC has yet to receive your answer. Are we going to fight? Why are you so desperate? UFC has my answer. Not desperate. I don't play it. Wow, look at you. You're going straight at him, huh? Oh, it goes not desperate. I don't play games. It's either yes or no, and I always say yes, no bullshit. And then he did just got wow. And then it says February 19th, or sorry, February 14th. Just got your answer, pussy. What? Because you said he wasn't available on March 29th?
Yeah, he told me he wanted a ranked fighter, and there was a rumor he would fight Arnold Allen.
Wow. Okay, well, now you got him. You know about this, Ben. He's returning to action on the 12th of April against the aforementioned Patricio Pitbull. He's kind enough to join us right now. Yair Rodriguez. There he is. Hello, Yair. How are you?
Good, man. How are you? Good
I'm doing great. It's great to see you, too. Welcome back. It's been so long since we've seen you. Where have you been?
Just wandering around, training, and just focusing on myself.
How come such a long break?
I mean, I was trying to fight before. I guess the UFC had other plans, and I finally find out not long ago what they wanted to do, and that's what I'm fighting Pitbull, April.
Oh, yes, April 12th. Now, this is happening like 2 weeks after the Mexico card. Were you hoping to be on the Mexico card?
Yeah, I was actually in conversations with the UFC, and they were mentioning something about maybe fighting Diego Lopez in the Mexico card. And then I guess everything had to do because Tuporia moved out of the weight class. So him moving up takes Volkanovski out of the conversation for the title fight. So Diego Lopez is going from winning, and they're making that fight the title fight. And I have to welcome one of the legends to the big leagues.
Yes. So a couple questions there. Your last fight was almost exactly a year ago, February 24th. So a year ago yesterday was your last fight. Were there any sort of injuries or anything after that fight, or is it just a matter of finding the right date?
Injuries after the fight? No, I just had something going on with my lungs, and I had to be taking medication for like a month after the fight. But that's it. No injuries in my body. Nothing.
Are the lungs okay now?
Yeah, they're okay.
Okay, no problem.
No problems.
And then when you found out that Ilya was moving up and vacating the title, were you surprised?
No, really. No, I wasn't surprised. Just the timing, I was waiting for the timing. I thought he was going to move up in weight class, but still hold the title. I don't know what happened. They had to just like leave it, I guess. I don't know what was this conversation with the UFC or whatever, but it doesn't make any difference anyway.
Yeah. And so then you get Patricio in April. He told us he was on the show previously, just an hour or so ago, and he said he was willing to fight you in Mexico. And so how come they didn't, because you're such a big star in Mexico, why didn't they do this fight in Mexico just 2 weeks prior?
I don't know. I was like asking the UFC, and they say they're rather having me in April.
Okay.
I was getting ready, my diet, everything. I had like everything, my meal plan, my preparation, everything was towards fighting March 29th in Mexico City. That's what I thought it was going to happen. And the UFC just called me and offered me the fight, and I say yes.
Did you like the idea of fighting Pitbull in his UFC debut? Like you said, a legend of the Bellator scene. Or were you hoping to fight one of the established UFC fighters?
I was hoping to fight one of the established UFC fighters. But I think like some of them there won't be able to fight for one or other reason, and they say, okay, the fight to do is Patricio Pitbull. What do you think about that one? I was like, okay, let's do it. I like the fight. You know, the guy is a legend. He's dangerous, and I think it's gonna be a great fight.
Um, what did you know about him? How much did you know about him? He's been fighting in Bellator for so long. Was he someone that you watched, that you admired, that you thought about maybe fighting?
No, somebody that I knew for sure. I knew who he was, and I know who, like, the toughness of the guy. He fought against Sergio Pettis, Chandler, and he has some other like impressive fights on his record. I know he's a double champ. He was a double champ on his legacy on Bellator and stuff like that. And I've been watching some of his fights.
Okay.
You know, but it never was somebody that I thought like I was going to fight. Here we are.
When you watch this fight, you know, there are some people out there who say like, oh, you know, there's a difference in terms of the talent, in terms of the caliber between Bellator and UFC. When you watch him, do you think he is UFC caliber?
I think all of these guys fighting at the big leagues, they have the talent to be fighting or competing at the maximum level. Sometimes it's just contracts. Sometimes it's opportunities. Sometimes it's many things, right? But I just think all of these guys are like really dangerous and talented, and they just like probably just need an opportunity to prove it.
He was telling us that he was DMing you and telling you to fight him in Mexico and all this stuff and questioning your Mexican pride. What did you make of this? Is this something that happens a lot, or was this unique for a fighter trying to get a fight with you through Instagram DM?
No, I think the guy was just like really excited about fighting in the UFC, and I think that probably like the only way that he was going to make that happen if I accept the fight. And whenever he DM me, I say, yeah, man, like, sure, let's do it. And he was just like, like trying to get me to react to him, but you know, I'm over that fucking shit. You know, I'm here to fight. No,
Yeah.
That for me is like a mad girlfriend movement, and you know.
You're too old for this stuff. You've been there, done that.
Yeah, like I just don't fall for that shit that easily, you know.
I guess he
Bark.
he was trying to, I think, maybe insinuate that you didn't want to fight him, but that doesn't seem to be the case. You were open to it regardless.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the fighting business, you know, and the UFC wanted this fight to happen. Why not? That's it.
Has anyone told you, you know, usually when there's a top fight, like yours on the same card as a title fight in the same weight class, one of the fighters involved in the other fight is the backup fighter in case something happens in the main event. Have you or your team been told that if something happens to Volkanovski or Lopez that you would move up to the main event?
No, we haven't talked about that. I think it's a possibility. It just happened with Islam.
Yeah, and Moicano.
You know, and Moicano. You know, I never think that that's gonna happen. You know, I like to keep the plan. Obviously, it's just like an idea that is just like on the side, right? But my main focus is on Patricio Pitbull. And regardless of what happens, you know, I have to be ready to anything that happens. So if that's the case, and the UFC decides to, for some reason, make the championship fight because some of the guys didn't make weight or injured or whatever, of course, 100%, I'll take it.
Do you think that you would get the call or that Pitbull would get the call? Who do you think is the first one to get that call?
No, I mean, I think there is no question about that. I'll get the call, you know. Patricia's just getting signed to the UFC. I don't think there's like even a conversation about it.
Okay. And who do you think wins that fight? If they do fight, if all goes well, we hope all goes well, Alex Volkanovski or Diego Lopez?
Wow, man, that's a tough one. Both guys are really good and really talented. I think one of the things that's gonna like play a big role on this one is gonna be the experience. And Volkanovski has a lot of experience. On the other hand, Diego Lopez has, you know, the age. You know, he's younger, he's hungrier. He wants to get it. You know, Alexander Volkanovski has already been holding the title for however long, and that I think that's gonna play a big role. Who wants it more? Who wants it more?
Do you think Ilya comes back to 145, or do you think that's it?
I was watching him. That's a pretty big um, weight drop. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's gonna be able to come back to the category or whatever. I think he can still make weight. I don't think he wants to.
Okay.
Probably too hard for him.
Yeah. Do you think he'll have success at 55? Like if he fights Islam, do you think he has success?
Well, the guy has proven his words. He has done what he said he was going to do, and I'll be wrong by not giving him his respect, right? But in a different weight class, different category, things can change a little bit. It will be interesting. I'm really interested about seeing him perform on the 155-pound division and see what he can do against bigger guys. Why not? I think
Yeah.
he can do pretty well.
It's interesting, dating back the last few years, 2021, 22, 23, 24, you're averaging one fight a year. Would you like to try to fight more than once this year? You're fighting in April, so perhaps end of the year you could fight again. Is that a hope for you, or do you like just fighting once a year?
No, I hope fighting again before the year ends, 100%.
Yeah, just to be more active. Do you think there's yeah, it's just been bad circumstances, right? Maybe some bad luck, some scheduling that has made you just fight once a year.
Yeah, maybe use that, and now with like all the things like moving around the division, I think a good performance against people can put me right there in a title fight conversation. So I'm like staying active. I'm gonna stay active and just pushing forward, and of course already thinking that I'm winning this fight. Like putting it out there to the universe. And yeah, I think it's something that it can happen 100%.
Did you realize he's 37?
I find out that not long ago. Somebody used to tell me, "Oh, he's 37." I was like, "Well, I think that's you're getting there." Like in
Yeah.
the to be honest, he's like the age is a very big factor on the MMA sport. I'm 32, and I can feel differences in my body and my performance and stuff. So you have to be a little bit more smart about injuries and training and all this. Always pushing yourself, but being smart about it. And yeah, I can imagine for him.
It's amazing. Last month, in late January, you celebrated 15 years since your MMA debut, your pro debut, and you're only 32. So if my math is correct, you were 17 or so when you made your debut, right? Did
18, yeah.
18? Okay, if your birthday and all that. But the point is, did you think it would be this long of a career back then? Did you think it would be 10, 15 years that you'd be fighting?
No, I was just hoping to get one more, back then. I was hoping to get one more, and I was like literally asking, like, "Hey, man," to my now friend Ramon, the guy that I first fighting for. I told him, "Hey, man, regardless of what happens on this my first fight, I would like you to give me another opportunity. I really want to fight." And he was like, "Don't worry about it. I'll like think of you and stuff like that." And here we are, fucking 15 years later.
Crazy. How much longer
I
you want
know,
to go
right?
for?
I mean, I feel like still like really young. you know uh, my athleticism is in there, my performance in the gym is there. I just like feel great, honestly, like strong. I react super quick to supplements and good meals, alimentation and all that. And I think just my body will tell me when it's like a good time to like start thinking of like leaving the sport or whatever. But for now, I think I still have more than a couple of years left.
I saw recently you were I think you were with Alex Pantoja and you had a massive snake around your neck,
Yeah,
gigantic snake.
yeah.
This thing, I mean, this might end your. Look at this thing. This is terrifying. This thing. Where are you here? Is this in Sydney?
No, this is in California, and the reptile zoo.
This is crazy.
Man, I grew up like around like rattlesnakes and all that stuff, in the ranch. But like I used to kill those fuckers. Never
What?
like never hold them, and it's easy to kill a snake. Like you need a stick or a rock or something like that. Not a big deal. Like
Yo.
holding this thing was just like fucking something different. Something different.
How much does that weigh?
I don't know. It was like really, really heavy. It was
Yeah.
really heavy.
And
All muscle.
and who is that? Who is that kid?
The kid is my girlfriend's good friend. They lost a home, now in the LA fires,
Yes.
and the kid just wanted like a way out or something. So we told him, hey, do you want to come? We're like more than happy. He lost his like snake. He had a snake, so he lost it on the
Oh,
fire
wow.
as well. So he was like really happy.
Okay. And when you were a kid, you used to kill snakes, rattlesnakes?
Like growing up, like in the ranch, I grew up like in a ranch, riding horses,
Yeah.
taking care of sheep and all that, right? So sometimes you get to see them like around, and then you have to be like aware all the time where you're stepping and be aware of the sound and stuff. And normally, if like they're close of your property and stuff, you don't like just want to let it go because they can still be around and can be really dangerous, especially when there's like a lot of people, kids. So you gotta like put them down.
Did you ever get bit?
No, never.
Never. Wow. And what's the best way you said? A stick or a rock?
Yeah, like a stick, you can just like stick it on their head.
Oh gosh.
Because they can still bite if you like. Let's say you chop their head, they can like still bite. Any snake can still bite after their head is chopped. So the best thing is destroy their head.
Oh my God. Wait, they could still bite after their head is chopped? Like if you chop the head off, the head could still bite you?
Yeah, and they still like move for a while.
Crazy.
Their bodies and stuff. Yeah. So you go for the head.
You go for the head. Okay, good to know. But with a snake like that, it wouldn't really work, right? That big?
That fucking thing will kill you.
That thing will kill you. And you had no problem putting it around your neck?
Oh, I had a lot of problems putting it around my neck.
So why did you do it? For the kid?
Just like, I don't know, like they were like really pushing me to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I just have to do it, and I'm gonna put it around my neck. And I was just like trying to defending, like it was like a shock.
It's like a different rear naked choke, right? That thing could go around your neck in a second and choke you out.
Yeah, and then the face was right here, and those things, I have seen videos, all the time where like they can just go and get you. So I'm just like being really aware of the face.
Wow. I wonder how they train it not to attack the people. You know what I mean?
I think that's like she grew up like indoor and stuff.
Okay.
So she's like used to be handled by the handlers and stuff. So she does pretty well, I think.
Okay. You're a mild-mannered guy, like we said. You've been there, done that in the sport. But Patricio, he's making his debut, and like he has fire. Like he's talking smack about everyone. He's calling people out. He's DMing you. Are you expecting in the build-up to the fight, and in particular on fight week, him trying to get in your face, be intense, and if so, how do you feel about all of that?
Great. I feel great.
Okay. You welcome
it. Yeah, of course.
All right. Just making sure, just checking. How do you foresee 100%. The fight playing out?
How I see the fight playing out, I think I can take it out like in the distance. The guy has power, he's explosive, he's experienced and all that. But he's 5'5". I think he will like find a lot of trouble getting like into range, especially with all my speed and mobility. I don't think it's gonna be that easy for him to get in close contact with me.
Okay. There was a fighter who won a couple weeks ago named Youssef Salal who said he was interested in fighting you. Are you familiar with him? Are you impressed with him? He's relatively new to the scene, but I'm wondering if you heard that.
Youssef, yeah, I think didn't he fight Dan Ige not long ago?
He fought Calvin Kattar just 2 weeks ago.
Oh, Calvin Kattar. Okay, yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
But
yeah, the guy is good.
He's good. Okay, yes. But you were talking, before all of this, you were talking about Max. You were talking about some of the top, Diego Lopez, the top dogs. That's who you're looking after right now.
Yeah, of course. Like I don't blame anybody. Everybody's just trying to climb the ladder. And that's okay. Everybody's gonna like try and call my name or somebody that is like in front of them in the division, and that's part of the game. Like people that is like behind you, they will like try and come for your head.
Yes, yes, yes. That's the
That's part of the game.
right. It's like the circle of life. Everyone's trying
Yeah.
to eat each other. And will you train in Mexico for this fight, or are you training in America?
No, I've been in Chicago now for since November, maybe before that. But I've been like, staying concentrated here in Chicago, getting because I was like, as I told you, I didn't find the sphere, and I was hoping to fight November, and then because they say the UFC say something about November, and then they say no, maybe December when Belal supposed to fight, and then he got injured, and then they say no, maybe the UFC is gonna go to Mexico in the first 3 months of 2025, so we maybe not gonna get you to fight in there. And then I was waiting. For me, it's been training and waiting, training and waiting, training and waiting until like now the fight is done. So
Is that frustrating?
it's just like not frustrating. There is like good things about it. If you ask me on my past fights, I have been able to like fully commit to a training camp. I have only been doing like 10-week training camps. But right now I've been like training for months, and I can see my skills develop, and I'm getting just better and better. Which one thing is frustrating that you don't have like the right answer of when you're going to fight, but the other thing good about it is that I've been training for months now, and I'm in shape. I feel great. I look great. My condition is there. I'm just like basically dropping my weight now and getting ready for this fight and just put it out there.
By the way, before I let you go, why didn't you fight on the Sphere card? Was there any? Because you seem like you would have been perfect for that card.
Yeah, I was offered to fight Diego Lopez, and I honestly, I was coming from like losing the championship and against Brian Ortega. And they say, oh, maybe Diego Lopez will be a good fit for you. And we were just talking about it. You look to fight somebody that is just like as close as you, in front of you, or whatever. So I say, Diego Lopez looks like he's in the number 14. I am looking to get somebody that is in the top 10 at least. And the UFC say, okay, we want to give it to Brian Ortega. And then he won against Brian Ortega. And now he's in the situation he is. I think that's the name of the game. It is what it is.
Was it hard for you to watch that? Because it was such a celebration of your home country, and you have been one of the most famous fighters to come out of there. You helped put Mexican MMA on the map. Was it hard to watch it?
No, it was awesome to watch it. It's awesome to see other people, like new up and comers fighters that are doing great as well. I was super happy to be there to see it from the fan aspect of it, and it was a great event. I'm still going to be representing Mexico no matter where I am or who am I fighting against, or no matter the venue, I'm always going to be representing Mexico. So it doesn't matter.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was there. I was in the field.
Did you enjoy the experience?
Yeah, it was great. It was a full visual experience.
So maybe April in Miami, and then September, if they do another one. I don't know if they are going to do another one, but the next Mexican Independence Day card, maybe they do that again, and this time with you.
I think they'll do like they were trying to do like noche events.
Yeah.
Like this, right? So yeah, I'll be really happy to be in the next noche event.
Well, first things first, April 12th, we're very happy to see you back. Welcome back. Love this fight. Always a pleasure to speak to you, Yair. Appreciate the time very much. Good luck in the next 2 months of training, and can't wait for this fight. It's a very fun fight. I think we were all very excited when we saw it. So thank you again, and good luck.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, you're the man. There he is. Yair Rodriguez, El Pantera. Great to see him back. What a fight. What a card that has become. April 12th in Miami, the Kaseya Center, home of the Miami Heat, who absolutely positively suck these days, which is no big deal. No big deal. Hate to see it. But they have been bringing some big time cards to Miami over the last couple of years. And by the way, anyone else noticing a bit of a trend? Who was it? We had Song Yadong on last week, who was like, yeah, I was ready to go. I just couldn't get a fight. And then Yair just said the same. And someone else just said it recently too. It's like, yeah, I've been ready to go. Who was it? There was someone else recently on the show who said, yeah, I was ready and I was waiting. Song definitely said it last week when we had him on last Monday. Yair definitely said it just now. Someone else said it too. It's so hard. So many guests come on the show. So hard. Yeah. Anyway,
It'll come to you.
It feels like a bit of a
trend,
a thing. I don't know. So many shows. It is interesting that he's not on the Mexico card. Mexico card happening 2 weeks prior, but maybe it was already sold. Maybe they didn't need him. Maybe the tickets were sold. Who knows? Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.